Hey everyone, and welcome to a new episode of my Parkitect Sandbox Park. Now, as you may be able to see, I did some work in between episodes. I added lots of decorations to this area, especially some of these nice pink trees. Added some of these cakes over here in the middle. The guests actually get a nice view of these cakes throughout the ride. Also added some of these mountains right next to the track, on the side of the track, decorate them with plants and with cookies. I added marshmallows over here next to the track. Some of these crystals, I guess you can imagine they're sugar crystals. Just general lots of decoration added just to finish off this area more. We now also have a little candy shop over here. Of course, a candy themed area is not complete without a candy shop. Added these little signs. I think the area is pretty much complete now. Now, I didn't want to do a third episode in the same candy area, so that's why I finished this area in between episodes. Now that this area is finished, I think we can start on a new area. Now, we have one corner remaining in the park. It is quite a big area, but I think if we divide this area into the areas will actually become too small for what I have in mind for this area. So basically, what I plan to do with this area over here is make a final themed area. It will be the largest themed area in the park. It'll probably be around this size, maybe a little bit bigger. But I kind of want to do like a canyon theme, probably with like a red sand, a bit of a canyon going on, and in it I want to have at least one of those Intamin Accelerator coasters, and maybe we can have a water ride or another coaster in the area. Maybe we can do a mine train coaster there. But yeah, what's for sure is that I want to at least have an accelerator coaster in the park. Now let's find the accelerator coaster here. Believe it's this one, the hydraulically launched coaster. So let's just take a quick peek at the designs that are available. As you can see, these coasters are quite big. We definitely do have enough space here to fit a coaster like that. But of course then there is not much space for anything else. So that's why I just want to do one last themed area here. Basically these coasters have a station, then a launch track into a top hat usually. Then either they immediately return to the station or there are some other inversions or other things happening in between. Now I definitely plan on having one or two inversions in the track, or maybe just some curves or something like that. This layout is more akin to a ride like King Laka, I believe. So just a top hat and a hill. Definitely going to have to find a good space to fit a ride like this. This one's a bit more compact, but I think this is a bit too compact for what I want. So first business is to move the monorail track out of the way. I will build the hydraulically launched coaster, and then after that I'll make a new layout for the monorail. I don't want to put the ride in place and build it around the monorail. What's most important is that the ride gets a good location, the coaster I mean, and after that I can figure out a layout for the monorail. Alright, here's the layout that I made for this accelerator coaster. Now, something which I quite quickly decided on was to make one of these Norwegian loops here, which is actually a double inversion. After that, I was struggling a bit trying to make an interesting layout for the coaster, and since I don't really have too much space over here, I decided to just make a brake zone after the Norwegian loop, kinda like a ride like King Dakar, which just has an airtime hill at the end. This one just has a Norwegian loop here before the brake run. So I could have definitely come up with a more interesting layout if I had more time, but I will just keep it like this, and I will give this ride a nice decoration. First off, I'll start by making a station for the ride. Then I'm going to do some landscaping here. I'll probably mostly add rocks here, and probably a bit of a river would fit here nicely as well. Alright, I've now built a simple station for the coaster. As you can see, it's nothing special really. It's just the kind of way that I like to make these in this game. What's left to do now here? It's mostly just trying to make this area look nice. So I plan to have lots of rocks around this area in a more red color, kind of to make it look like a canyon. And I'm also going to look if I can make it look like there are some mining activities going on here. Alright, I think this area is starting to look really nice. I'm really happy already with how the station looks. And I also decorated the queue nicely. I tried to use some of these pavilions to give the guests some shelter from the sun. I think those are some nice details to have. Maybe I'll add another one over here. And for this Norwegian loop here, I thought it would be fun if the guests actually went through a tunnel here. So I raised the land and decorated it with all these rocks and some plants. And yeah, I think this looks pretty cool. I also added some water here under and next to the queue. I think that that makes the landscape look a lot nicer. So the last thing I'm going to do is simply add some rocks here to the outside. And I think after that we can go and take a ride on this roller coaster. Alright, I'm gonna leave it at this for this episode. I may do some polishing up in between episodes. But yeah, so far I'm just really happy with what I have been able to put together in this episode. So yeah, just a little recap. First off, in between episodes I actually finished this candy area. We did a little tour of that in the beginning of the episode. After that I built this accelerator coaster over here. Quite a simple layout, just a launch section into a top hat, then into a Norwegian loop with a tunnel, and then finally here's the brake run for the ride. Built a nice little station for it, quite simple, not much to say about it. I did just add this little cow skull here in the front, I quite like that. Now what I'm really happy with is the queue for this coaster. Just added some simple plants next to it, lots of decorations. I think this queue looks really nice. Even with these standard fences for this path, I just really like them. So yeah, that's gonna be all the building I'm going to do for this episode. We'll finish this episode by taking a ride on the coaster. Now, if you liked this episode, please consider giving it a like. I would really appreciate it, and it would really help out my channel. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I'll see you again in the next one. See you later.